Vice is the chief of staff.
You told him to record it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I said you may need to consider recording because I don't normally have a discussion with a person and then you get threats in your work environment. And I didn't understand why.
The National Dialogue in South Africa has completed the nominations of sectoral representatives to the National Dialogue Steering Committee. This follows the first national convention held on the 15th and the 16th of August, which approved the steering committee's mandate, responsibilities and composition. A total of 26 sectors have submitted nominations. The list have been handed to the Eminent Persons Group for review. The group will submit recommendations to President Cyril Ramaphosa for final approval. This is the spokesperson to the President, Vincent Magwenya.
So the EPG will submit its recommendations to the President in his role as head of state and convener of the National Dialogue for finalization. Once approved by the President, the steering committee will coordinate the rollout of public dialogues across the country.
And President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine in Washington ahead of crucial talks with U.S. counterpart Donald Trump. The meeting comes a day after Trump spoke to Russian President Vladimir Putin and agreed to hold a summit in Hungary to discuss how to end the war. On arrival, Zelensky said Moscow was rushing to negotiate to stop America supplying long-range Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine. The BBC's John Sudworth has the details.
The question about Tomahawks, Mr. Zelensky was trying to frame it as if this is a sign of Russian panic in an attempt to urge President Trump to remain strong to provide this weapons system. But I think it was never guaranteed. Mr. Trump had hinted, but it often seemed to suggest that it was more of a leverage over President Putin. And I think given that we're now moving into this phase again of summitry diplomacy, the talk of Russia as a partner for peace with Washington, I think the possibility of those Tomahawks being signed off today must be called further into question, I think.
For any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +2711 714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I am Matapela Mahabe.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
A very good morning to all our Channel Africans. My name is Kitty Phethla, standing in for Ntsako Mhlanga, and thanks so much for tuning into The-Oasis on Channel Africa, the African Perspective. The Oasis program for today, where it always promotes an open discussion and social dialogues as we highlight African cuisines, heritage, and promote inspiration. We always love that, right? And we're also coming live from our Johannesburg studios in South South Africa from the SABC. And you can always find us on channel 802 on a DSTV Audio Bouquet. And also on the internet, you can live stream us on www.channelafrica.co.za. And on the team this morning, we have Tumelo as our tech producer, and we have Nombuso Mhlangu as our producer for this morning for Oasis, of course. And we've got Matapelo Mohape on news. So thank you so much, Matapelo, for that. We're also, you can find us in so many other ways. You can continue to connect with us on Facebook on @Channel Africa, on our Twitter, and all our social media platforms. We are on @Channel Africa 1. And should you wish to email us, you can find us on info@channelafrica.co.za. And our WhatsApp number is 063 or +2 +27 63 406 9126. And on our social media presence, and additional information and opportunities are available on our website www.channelafrica.org, and click on the Oasis. And you can also download the Channel Africa app on Google Play Store for Android phones and iOS phones via Apple Store. Man, if you are not sure as to what is going on, let me give you a quick rundown as to what you're going to be expecting for this morning. It's exactly 10 minutes after 6 o'clock. My name is Kitty Phethla. Thank you so much for choosing Channel Africa. It's going to be a blast. We're going to be having lots of conversations, right? And we're going to be starting off our first hour with Mental Health Awareness Month. And then we're going to skip through to our book feature. We're going to be chatting to a lovely lady by the name of Ndombi Ngabinde, who's the author of In the Late of Night. So we're going to be chatting more about that on our book feature. And then we are going to be zoning into the theme of Pride Month, which is purely queerly African. I love that theme in light of celebrating October as our Pride Month. And we're also going to be checking out our matric dance dreams with Maltino Couture. It is the matric dance season. Man, parents are spending way too much. I mean, and I don't remember, it being so intense when I was in matric. But anyways, we got to move with the times, right? And then we're going to be wrapping things up with Sia Zwide as our artist feature for this morning. I do look forward to that interview a bit later. For now, though, let's just take a quick break, and we're back in celebrating our October as Mental Health Awareness Month. We'll be back in just a moment.
Es-tu préoccupé par quelque chose? Es-tu passionné par les questions qui comptent? As-tu une voix qui mérite d'être entendue? Eh bien, nous avons la plateforme parfaite pour toi. Téléphone-nous ou fais-nous un WhatsApp au +27 66 408 87 42 et nous te rappellerons. Sois dans la conversation.
Salut Channel Africa, ici Beno le diamant rouge aka Binal Sport depuis le Cameroun, le pays des lions. Voilà.
Sois dans la conversation. Il ne s'agit pas seulement de parler, mais c'est ta chance d'exprimer ton point de vue, de partager tes opinions et de t'engager avec une communauté qui valorise ton avis. Suivez-nous sur les réseaux sociaux, visitez notre site www.channelafrica.co.za et préparez-vous à partager vos points de vue sur Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Wake up with the Oasis.
What if God didn't? What if I had never been blessed beyond limits? What if I was always depressed and not living? What if Squatter Campus Kalen was unwritten and all I ever had to reflect was Bob Dylan? Josiah just decided to rest and not finish. Sia wasn't up to the test and not winning. Shabalala said in his head he can't hit it, but for it, it's all relative-ish. What if Tyler just decided to wait? What if Keenan couldn't stomach the hate? What if Booger Love had never been saved and still in love with the game? It's all he fade. What if Eminem had stuck with the 9 to 5? If Chester wasn't playing in 95? If Philemon, my singer, was called offside and Doctor was injured, would you have ever seen Barker fly? And Brenda Fussy wasn't obsessed with show business. And all the Winnie wanted was checks and more children. And Costa said, you niggas correct, we not women. Jabba didn't fuck on your vest, they can't siblings and son. I stand steady on business and everything that I've done. I can't imagine my diva not being a prodigal son. I left Gomani with vision and now I'm back as a young. What if?
Mama, and where would I be now? Mapande kwako, wemdaga mama, and where would I be now?
What if I was young and DJ and not chief? What if I was never prepared to love me? What if I was thinking of death and not peace? Cold heart, living with fear and can't breathe. What if I didn't move with the north side? If I had a problem being cool with a horse ride? I couldn't do what we all like. If I never knew Ngulungu na Matoswam. And all our time was have missed me. I'm focused on my daughters and my son and they miss me. If Zuma wasn't part of the big three, if Solomon Matango had quick feet, if Tito ain't decided to gift me a gift, you gotta think about it. What if everybody tried to forgive? If I had not inspired a generation of writers to celebrate Amalanga Bafuit.
Mama, and where would I be now?
Tune in and turn up the volume. This is Channel Africa.
Kutoka Kwale hadi Kampala, mwendo wa joka sio haraka. Kutoka Kisumu hadi Kisauni, joka linanyonya nyinyi wahuni. Yeah. Linatamba kutoka Kwale hadi Kampala, mwendo wa joka sio haraka. Moyo kutoka Kisumu hadi Kisauni, joka linanyonya nyinyi wahuni. Yeah. Linatamba ile gari la moshi, linasafisha rizabu, linakausha ardhi, linawabwaga wahuni. Huku Nairobi kambi ya utumwa, kutoka Kwale hadi Kampala, mwendo wa joka sio haraka. Kutoka Kisumu hadi Kisauni,
Jamaa kwa jamaa, mama kwa baba, mume kwa mke, dada kwa kaka.
It is the beautiful sounds of Eric Wainaina with Joker, and coming through as well. Starting off, that double play was What If by Younger Chef, coming through right here on Channel Africa. My name is Kitty Phethla. We're standing in for Ntsago right here on Oasis. If you just joined us, welcome to the first hour. Bring us exactly 21 minutes after 6 o'clock for all the early risers. Man, I can just see the streets right now. People are already running. I'm having FOMO, but you know, I'd rather be here because I get to hang out with you, having a blast of a time, creating all the imaginations of the world as we hang out together. But you know, the beautiful theme of our month is leadership, mental health, and music with meaning. I love that because, man, music is always so healing, you know, and so soothing as well. In light of us talking, focusing so much on Mental Health Awareness Month. And October, as it means Mental Health Awareness Month, it is the time to pause, to check in with yourself, and to remind each other that mental health matters. It's not just about struggles, it's about wellness, balance, and finding peace in the everyday. You got to be able to cope and thrive as well, because it's okay not to be okay. And it's always okay to ask for help so that you stay, you stay with us on the journey of being together, you know. So it's very, very important to always be mindful of such, because, you never know when the next person is going through something. Yeah. So let's just be very, very aware of that, because there are people, you know, suffering in silence and so trapped within themselves because they don't know what to do, they don't know where to go. So let's be in support of each other. It is Channel Africa. Thank you so much for joining us. You can find us on www.channelafrica.co.za. On our social media platforms, you can find us on @Channel Africa 1. And should you look for more info, please go to info@channelafrica.co.za. And our WhatsApp line is +27 634069126. And coming up in just a moment, we're going to be going into our book feature with the lovely Ndombi Ngabinde, and we're going to be chatting to her about her book titled In the Late of Night. That's going to be happening in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Madapiri pazoshitika. Madapiri pazoshitika.
Mafuta galimoto akwera mtengo mdziko la Malawi, ndipo nkhani anthu ayilandira mosiyanasiyana, ndipo mtolankhani nzathu mdziko la Malawi Kondwani Nyamasauka tili naye pa line pano kuti atifotokozere zambiri. Kondwani, kodi uli bwanji? Mafuta galimoto kodi akwera kufika pa bwanji?
Mafuta galimoto akwera amene tuyankhula pano kukambonena kuti usiku wathawu petrol wakwera kuchokera pa 2,530 kwacha kukafika pa 3,499 kwacha. Kuma nkhani ya mapercentage ndi 38.30%, pamene diesel wachoka pa 2,734 kwacha kukafika pa 3,500 kwacha, yomwe ikuyimira kuma percentage 28.02%.
Zochitika pa nthawi ya 6 koloko kufikira 7 koloko madzulo. Lolemba mpaka lachisanu ndi Madapiri.
The rhythm of Africa, the pulse of the continent. This is Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Wake up with the Oasis.
And hide. Something happened in the middle of the night. I came inside without a sound. Suddenly my life was turning upside down. All that I could feel was pain, and strangers came and took my soul away. Like a deadly hurricane, I know my life will never be the same. Where do you go when you're by yourself? Who comes along when you cry for help? as the river keeps flowing, I'll keep on moving on. I'm hoping for a better life, praying that nobody's story turns out like mine. The only thing I know is fear, even those with good intentions disappear. All that I could feel was pain. A stranger came and took my soul away. Like a deadly hurricane, I know my life will never be the same. Where do you go when you're by yourself? Who comes along when you cry for help? I know I can't change the past, but as the river keeps flowing, I'll keep on moving on. Where do you go when you're by yourself? Who comes along when you cry for help? I know I can't change the past, but as the river keeps flowing, I'll keep on moving on. It has been done. My spirit is broken. You gave me no reason. You left me with questions. Where do you go when you're by yourself? Who comes along when you cry for help? I know I can't change the past, but as the river, I keep on going on. Where do you go when you're by yourself? Who comes along when you cry for help? I know I can't change the past, but as the river keeps flowing, I'll keep on moving on. Where do you go when you're by yourself? Who comes along when you cry for help? I know I can't change the past, but as the river keeps flowing, I'll keep on moving on. Hey, I'll keep on moving
Man, I'm in absolute obsession with Azza. This is Moving On by Azza. And, my deep obsession with her, I just feel that, the genre of music is never recognized. It's like, when I think of Azza, I also think of the likes of Msaki, because I find that they fall under the realm and musical genre called alternative, so, or maybe you could say alternative soul, maybe. And I just find that, they've got such a beautiful language, and Azza is one of those artists that I put in that bracket. And it would be actually interesting to see a beautiful collaboration between Azza, Msaki, and Nakane Toure. How's that? Because those are my favorite alternative African artists. But that brings us exactly 29 minutes after 6 o'clock right here on Oasis with me, Kitty Phethla, standing in for Ntsako. And we are together all the way until 9 a.m. Central Africa time. Please find us on OpenView HD, channel 628, and DSTV Audio Bouquet on channel 802. Please do stream us on on www.channelafrica.co.za. So this morning, of course, it's a beautiful morning to those who have just joined us. We are starting off with this Saturday morning by literally turning a few pages. Our book feature today spotlights Ntombi Nkabinde, a Johannesburg-born psychometrist, I hope I said that correctly, and writer whose debut novel, In the Late of Night, has captured the hearts of many. With degrees in psychology, psychometrics from UNISA and the University of Johannesburg, Ntombi brings a rare emotional depth to her storyline where the psychology of her characters mirrors the realities many of us live through. Currently attending a book festival in Cape Town, Ntombi is also an advocate for mental wellness through creativity, showing how writing can be a powerful tool, healing, reflection, and self-discovery. Good morning to you, Ntombi.
Good morning, Kitty. How are you?
I'm okay, and you? How's the book festival going?
Well, I haven't been. My speech is today, so today was just to relax at the hotel, have a Stellenbosch. But yeah, my talk is today.
Yeah, you see, self-care, right? Self-care, take the time just to breathe, take in the space, breathe in the air. That's all about mental health, you know what I mean? So before your big day and your big moment. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you. And we're so grateful that you made the time to be with us here on Oasis. Thank you.
Thank you for the invite.
Ntombi, listen, I just want to first congratulate you on your debut novel, In the Late of Night. For those who haven't read it yet, tell us what inspired the story and the emotional world it explores.
So for those who haven't read it, what inspired me to write this book was really just the experiences that women, especially around the ages of 30 to like 35, our experiences in terms of the dating world, the love and relationships aspects of our lives, and also just our family dynamics and how they influence the type of guys that we choose for ourselves in relationships. So I just wanted to just chronicle what the four women that I write about, what they experience, and also, the family dynamics, their backgrounds, and what they actually bring into the relationships that they find themselves in their lives.
That's very interesting. It's almost like, there's a certain level of focus that you have with human behavior, which is quite interesting. But actually, before I ask you the next question, what is psychometrics?
So psychometrics is basically psychological tests or assessments that we do. So basically, I work in the corporate space. So there we use tests to kind of like figure out if a person will be a right fit for the job. So remember, if you've looked for a job before, you go through interviews, and after that they send you through to assessments. So that's what I do basically.
This is so fascinating. It's like I say, I'm very fascinated by the human mind, honestly, because this psychometrics speaks to that, and then links it up to human behavior as well. Very, very interesting. As a psychometrist and mental health professional, how does your understanding of human behavior influence your characters and their inner struggles?
Yeah. So because each and everything that we do is influenced by the mind and the brain, right? And also show up in the real world, you'll find that it's because of what they went through in their childhood. Somebody who didn't experience a lot of like childhood trauma would actually show up differently from somebody who experienced a lot of trauma when they were growing up. Influenced a lot on my characters. You'll see also with the relationship that they choose for themselves. It's actually influenced by mostly what they went through in their lives when they were growing up. And because these are women, they are also influenced a lot by the choices that their mothers made when they were growing up. So you find that some of them end up becoming their mothers, so to say. Others try really, really hard not to end up like their mothers.
So it sounds like, so were you very intentional, like having your characters to be more round characters instead of characters that don't grow? Because, of course, focusing on mental health and mental growth, were you very intentional about that?
I think for me, because yes, of my background in psychology, it actually influences, I don't know, maybe I can say 99.9% of my life. So so it would also influence how I write and my characters. It's really important character, not even a character, to look at a human being holistically, you know. Yeah, you look at their behaviors, but also you try and understand what actually shaped this behavior. Why are you behaving in this way? I think with that, when you look at the why and the how, it actually also helps you with, you know, having empathy for the person. You know, people do a whole lot of different things. And, you know, once you understand the why and the how, that's where you can have a bit of compassion and empathy for the person.
Now, you often speak about writing as a therapy. How has storytelling helped you personally to maintain a balance and mental clarity?
So my characters in this book go through a lot. So I have to say that I also did heal some aspects of my life or my background that were not all the way rosy. So yeah, it's for me, it's like therapy. You know, when I write, when these characters are going through certain things, and they eventually, you know, come out of what they were going through, figure out, you know, the way out for them. For me, it's also healing. It's also some form of therapy for myself. And I think also we should look at therapy not just as a blanket approach that you go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist. Not necessarily a friend could serve as a therapy for you. An older family member can be therapy for you. You can receive healing and therapy through music, through art. You know, there's just different avenues for us to find that healing and that therapy.
We are chatting to Ntombi Ngabinde, who is the author of her debut book, which is titled Late of Night. I mean, this is really, really incredible. But what I wanted to find out, as you are writing and putting the book together and getting very close to the book, is there a particular character that you relate to in your book, and why? That you can personally say, you can know this character is very close to reflecting who I am and what I've gone through.
So I do relate to all four of my girls. I love them so much. Obviously. Relate to all four of them because I feel like I have experienced what they have all experienced, with the exception of Nomzamo, though, because I've never been married before. I've never really found myself in a situation where she finds herself also yearning for a child, you know, an offspring. I've never gone through that. But yeah, mostly the three characters going back to an ex over and over again, you know, hoping for a different outcome, which, it never happened. But mostly I relate to Jasmine. If you've read the book, you will know that she fell into the statistics of teenage pregnancy. I was mom. And then she works really hard to provide, you know, a safe haven for her children. I relate to her more than the other characters because that's where I have been as well in life. You know, you're a teenager, you just finished school, now you have a child, you don't know how you're going to provide for this child. But yeah, through perseverance, resilience, and just having that attitude of not giving up and wanting to provide for your child what you never when you were growing up. So I relate mostly to Jasmine. Yeah.
But that's beautiful because also that could be the influence of people around you or family as well. Do you know what I mean? That could also be the basis of the book as well. And speaking of the book, I wanted to know why Late of Night, the
So
title.
this in the light of night is because I'm a night owl. I find that I get most of my creative ideas at night.
Okay.
Because so there's a term in psychology where they call us HSP, so we are highly sensitive people. So any external stimuli, we're sensitive to it, bright light, noise, just chaos around us. I find that I can't really think that well. I can't function that well during the day. So I get my most creative ideas at night. Also, the world is quiet. You can reflect on the day that you've had. I think better at night because just of that quietness, it's still, it allows you to reflect, to introspect, and also to gain clarity. So also you find that in the book, my characters also tend to do that. They reflect a lot at night because I feel like during the day you have to have on a mask, you have to be this happily married woman. You have to be a functional nurse, where you work, be this professional at work. But when you are alone at home at night, the masks come off and you
Absolutely.
become authentically. So hence I titled it In the Late of Night.
It makes a lot of sense because, at night, I guess this is when people surrender to listening and listen to your surroundings, listening to self-reflection, and also dealing with the lots around yourself. And I always find that, being in tune with yourself mentally is so important. And I remember I used to do graveyard radio, or when I do radio, maybe 3 until 6 in the morning or midnight or 3, it's always such a beautiful time because there's a lot of surrender that happens. And so this title makes a lot of sense in the late of night because that's when people are listening to a lot within themselves. It's really beautiful, really beautiful. You are currently in Cape Town for the book festival, and you haven't been there, no, as yet. You're going in today. How are you feeling about that?
So it's going to be my second book festival.
Right.
The first one I was in September, also in Cape Town.
Right.
It was a beautiful experience. Also going there, you author. It's your first book festival. It was just amazing. I met a lot of wonderful people, writers, and book lovers. So that one in September was the Open Book Festival. Shout out to them. It was beautifully arranged. The one for today or this week, it has been running for a week. It's called the Woordfees. Also looking forward to having exceptional conversations with
that's what I wanted to that's what I wanted to find out from you, what kind of conversations you want to have, what conversations about authorship and mental wellness are standing out for you, in light of these conversations. How would you like these conversations to pan out in terms of authorship, mental wellness at the book festival?
Because you meet a lot of authors there, other writers just like you kind of get a sense of, where everyone is at. In their minds, in their lives as well. And we find that, we share a lot of common experiences and also common struggles as writers. There's a lot of us that really want to do this full time, but because of, how the finances part is stacked up really for us as writers. So you just, you get a sense of where everybody is at, and it's usually where you are at as well. So I'm just looking forward to those conversations to find out what they be struggling with, and also, the beautiful and magnificent things that other writers are also doing. I know one of them has been nominated for, I can't remember what the category is, but so just to, celebrate, have that kumbaya moment with the writers, and also share the struggles that we face as well.
I wanted to ask you an interesting question for people who are still in the journey and are aspiring authors. How long did the process of, I don't want to say putting the book together, how long was the journey, to complete the story of In the Late of Night?
So with each and every writer, I really wish that somebody had told me that writing the book is the easy part.
Right.
Writing the book is the easy part. The most difficult part is finding a publisher.
Publishing, yeah.
You want to go the traditional route, and also with self-publishing, it's incredibly daunting and challenging as well. I went the traditional route. I went through Penguin, but also before they said yes to In the Late of Night, I had sent through maybe about 10 books or 10 novels to them.
Wait. So that's my gosh, are you serious? 10 books before they got to In the Late of Night. My word, that is quite something else. So
yeah,
going through that, so it's almost so the novels that you've written prior to In the Late of Night, including In the Late of Night, so all these novels went through somewhat of an audition, and then Late of Night was picked. Is that what you're saying? Wow, I'm just so taken aback. Oh my gosh.
My journey of writing started in 2016.
Right.
That's when I submitted the very first novel to not just Penguin, but all the other leading publishers in South Africa, and it was just a no after no after no.
Are you
after
serious?
No.
Oh my gosh.
And to say, really, the writing of the book
part.
is the difficulties or the challenges, you will experience them after you've written the book. And then you go through periods of, maybe I'm really not that good of a writer, like I thought I was, because here are all these publishers they're all saying no. Then maybe, I need to go back to the drawing board and realize that this is not the route for me. Maybe I'm not as talented as I think I am. So you go through that as well. It shatters your ego, shatters your self-confidence. But because I had that belief that I am a good writer, I can write, I just kept on writing and writing and writing and writing, until one day, it was in the height of the COVID-19 restrictions. So now I can actually have the time to write, maybe at midnight for like 3 hours. I wrote the book, and I think I finished after 6 months the whole complete draft of the book, and then I started sending it out to publishers, and I got my first yes. So never give up.
That's amazing. See, that's so interesting, because you say you've written 10, you've basically done 10 novels, 10 drafts. That's not easy, because every book takes a process and a time, to conceptualize and to write it as well. So I respect the process of putting things together. So I just wonder, you're crushed, and, you're literally, you have a lot of imposter syndrome and your self-doubt, and what just kept on making you knock on those doors and not giving up?
For me, it's writing. For me, is not just writing. If I'm writing, I feel like I'm just existing in this world. I'm living,
right.
almost like breathing, when you stop breathing, you die. So I feel like also if I stop writing, I'm going to die. Like, I'm really going to perish. Yeah, for me, it's not just writing. It's deeper than that. That's why even when I kept getting those no's, I remember there was a time where I just said, okay, then I'm just going to write for pleasure. I'm just going to write and just, shelve the book somewhere because I can't bring myself to stop writing, I really want to do this. So even if I don't find a publisher one day, I'll keep writing and just shelve the book elsewhere because I cannot stop writing. If I stop writing, stop breathing, so to say. Yeah.
I love that. Oh my gosh. Before we let you go, you probably get asked this question quite a bit, but it's such an important question for aspiring authors who may also have, also be navigating emotional challenges. What advice do you have on using writing as a form of healing and empowerment for them?
So as I, attend these book festivals, I find that a lot of authors, we've gone through similar challenges in life. So it's a way of, you find healing when you write, because most of us, you find some aspects of who we are in the characters that we write about. So write what you love. First of all, because then the experience is more enjoyable like that. Yeah, write what you love. Like, I cannot write nonfiction because, that's really not where my interests are. I can read some of them, but writing that, it would take a lot out of me. So write what comes easy. Write what you love, what you mostly identify with, because that can also be a form of like healing and therapy for yourself. Yeah. So go to what you love the most, the topics that you love the most, and use that as a sort of like healing or class yourself to see how far in this journey of life.
Oh man, Dombi, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us on Oasis. And I hope everything goes well at the book festival in Cape Town. And I hope you take the moment just to zen a bit before you go there. So thank you so much. My gratitude to you.
Thank you so much, Kitty. Thank you for the invite.
And keep writing, and we hope to hear about another book, please, in the near future. I always get nervous about futuristic things, so I just always say one moment, one day at a time, So thank you so much. Thank you. That was Ntombi Nkabinde, who is the author of In the Late of Night. We're going to take a quick break. It's exactly 6:53.
Gender-based violence is destroying lives and tearing communities apart. It happens in homes, in schools, at workplaces, and too often in silence. But it doesn't have to continue. If you see it, speak out. If you are hurting, reach out. Because doing nothing is not an option. Listen to all 19 SABC radio stations from Wednesday, 23rd of July for Hard Talk, discussions, advice, dramas, educational shows, and interviews around GBV with experts, survivors, lawmakers, and the whole country affected by gender-based violence. For all your favorite SABC radio stations, call 0800 428 428 to report abuse or get help. GBV, it ends with you. This message is brought to you by the SABC. With the Oasis.
Another banger. Girl, in your love with the ginger me, you dey give me the love and the energy. Only you where they hide me like Hennessy, baby, Girl, in your love with the ginger me, you dey give me the love and the energy. Only you where they giving me melody, Yeah, this love me I never see before, baby, This love me I never feel before. Baby, this kind girl way I never Coca-Cola, oh yeah, sweet in my belly, oh, I'm again, oh, go give me jetty, jetty, oh, come bless you, baby, baby, oh, I know go do you, Johnny, Johnny, oh, baby, oh, now you, what they made me, they do, yeah, now you, what they made me, they do, now you, where I choose, you, they made me, they do, I they do la mumu, I they do la mumu, I they do la mumu, yeah, mobile. Girl, in your love, where they ginger me, you they give me the love and the energy. Only you where they hide me like Hennessy, baby, Girl, in your love, where they ginger me, you they give me the love and the energy. Only you where they giving me melody, I'm again, now you I go fight for. I'm say now you I go die for. I don't get motor, but now you I go ride for. When I dey sing, say now you I dey sing for. Wine baby dance, make you move for the dance floor. I'ma get she no be me, you dey fall for. Wine slow, boogie down low. Now the first time where I dey in love, oh. It be like drug where they make me slow. Anywhere you go, I go follow you go. Mogbe oh, Monica, Monica, hey Monica, Monica, hello, Monica, come my way, never let go. She say, oh, before like that, me I don't know, me I know if do you any money more. Yeah, even if I be bad, commando. Girl, in your love, where they ginger me, you they give me the love and the energy. Only you where they hide me like Hennessy, baby, Girl, in your love, where they ginger me, you they give me the love and the energy. Only you where they giving me melody,
Tune in and turn up the volume. This is Channel Africa.
yeah, my eyes right over. So many things I don't know. I don't smoke, but I coulda really rolled one. I know they fake, keep it 100. True to myself, never fear no one. Only Jaja, now my companion. I focus and I stack my money up. Money to stop all nonsense. Look on the phone on me. Cause I know be your mate. And it be glad to see the level they too loud. No fit to handle me. And then my eye know they like sitting way good. Nobody love you like you do. That's why. Hennessy for the pain. Never go be there, never go be there, never go be the same. Hennessy for the pain. You never go be there, never go be there, never go be the same. Yeah.
I've been getting lost in a bottle, drowning out the pain till tomorrow. We shed a couple tears for the ones that we lost on the way. Say a prayer for the ones who remain. Cause when life cuts, it cuts you deep. You try, but you still can't sleep. You right wrongs, you don't get even. The damage is slowly starts to fade. We start again. Only wise men will eyes dry over. So if you
show me love, me, I go show you love. If you there for me, no say I there for you. Me, I there protect my energy. Good vibes, only thing I need. Look on the phone on me. Cause I know be your mate. And you be glad to see the level they too loud. No fit to handle me. And then my eye know they like sitting way good. Nobody love you like you do. That's why. Hennessy for the.
It is King Promise, and that's how we wrap up the first hour. Thank you so much for joining us here on Channel Africa. My name is Kitty Phethla, standing in for Ntsako on Oasis. Up next is our 7 o'clock news with Matapelo.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Kitty. Top stories this hour. Kenyan opposition leader Raila Odinga's state funeral claims 2 lives and South Koreans return home from Cambodia. Good morning. Kenyan President William Ruto has paid tribute to the late former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, describing him as a true patriot and a statesman whose legacy will endure in the country's democratic history. Dozens are feared injured after crowds at the state funeral surged forward to view his coffin. It's reported that many people collapsed, with at least 5 ambulances helping those injured. Ruto, who has honoured Odinga's commitment to the people of Kenya.
One of the greatest lessons he taught us was this: in the noble task of statecraft and nation building, there is room for all of us, competitors and collaborators, rivals and allies, bound together by one higher purpose, the greater good of our republic.
And Madagascar's new military leader, Colonel Michael Randrianirina, insists his accession is not a coup, as it is backed by the Constitutional Court. Randrianirina has been sworn in as the new president of Madagascar, and the ceremony took place at the Constitutional Court in the capital, Antananarivo, where a large crowd gathered to watch. He said his top priorities were basics such as food and water. The BBC's Sami Awami has more.
There are high expectations for the new president to deliver, particularly in improving basic services such as water and electricity. Malagasy people also expect more tangible results in combating corruption and ensuring greater government accountability. At the top of the agenda, however, is a smooth transition to democratic governance. That process is already facing numerous political obstacles and legal ambiguities.
And South African Police Minister Senzo Mchunu says he advised his Chief of Staff, Cedric Nkabinde, to record telephonic conversations between himself and KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Mchunu, who has been placed on a leave of absence, was appearing before Parliament's ad hoc committee that is looking into wide-ranging allegations of criminal infiltration, corruption and political interference in the justice system made by Mkhwanazi. The conversation between Nkabinde and Mkhwanazi about Mkhwanazi trying to persuade the minister via his chief of staff not to go ahead with the disbandment of the KwaZulu-Natal political killings task team. Mkhwanazi says he suggested the recordings because Mkhwanazi became threatening.
I advised the chief of staff.
You told him to record it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I said you may need to consider recording because I don't normally have a discussion with a person and then you get threats in a work environment, and I didn't understand why.
Onto this now. UN Children's Fund, UNICEF South Africa, says systematic challenges in education threaten some grade matriculants' readiness for the final exams. It has cited education inequality and socio-economic conditions. More than 1 million candidates across the 3 assessment bodies have registered to write the National Senior Certificate. The education quality watchdog Umalusi has given the green light for the exams beginning next week. UNICEF Head of Education Hannah Hoshimoto.
I think overall the system is deemed ready for the 2025 matric exams. You know, it's not really a very easy, clear yes and no answer about the readiness, because when you look at the individual learners level, how ready they are, it's not as a straightforward answer one may wish.
And a group of 64 South Koreans detained in Cambodia over alleged online scam operations returned home, with some expected to face investigations. The return follows the alleged murder of a college student in Cambodia linked to an employment scam. South Korea issued a code black travel ban for parts of Cambodia and dispatched a team to help nationals lured into working in scam compounds. President Lee Jae-myung ordered the urgent removal of online illegal job advertisements for Cambodia and Southeast Asia. A recap of your top story. Kenyan President William Ruto honoured former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, describing him as a patriot and a statesman. Crowds at his state funeral feared injured, while ambulances are helping those injured. For any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +2711 714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I am Matapela Mahabe.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
It is exactly 7 minutes after 7 o'clock. Thank you so much to Matapela for bringing us with the top of the hour news. And my name is Kitty Phethla, standing in for Ntsako right here on Oasis. Welcome to the second hour this morning. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. Perfect weather for a good run, yeah? And also running is very good for mental health, you know, because for me, I feel like I can't start the day without a run. I mean, my day is just very physical throughout all the way until the evening, you know. So, you know, from running to dancing and then teaching. So the mind is always active. So for me, I always say that running, you know, because I don't consider myself a runner. You know, I just go to the Whistler stairs and it's horrible, right? But the feeling afterwards is so addictive. The feeling of, I don't know, you know when a car needs to be jump-started and then you feel revitalized and I can face the day. Whatever comes my way, it's all good, you know, because I'm all about take a moment at a time and one day at a time. You know, that's my motto, you know, because I can't be thinking about things ahead. I don't like thinking a week ahead. I always like to be in the moment, consciously in the moment. So for me, that's how I deal with my mental health. And I hope you can also find ways that work in line with how you think and what makes you comfortable as well as a human being. Because those are things that are very, very important. Yeah, because we need to introspect a lot. And I love the conversation we had with Ntombi, you know. There's a lot of thinking that happens at night. There's a lot of introspection that happens at night. There's a lot of quiet that happens at night. There's a lot of noise that can happen at night. So how you navigate all of that is so, so important. Very, very important. I mean, I'm no expert about mental health, but I can only give the nuggets of what works for me. And I hope you can find the silence to be able to listen to yourself, listen to your mind, be in tune with your mind in order to create mental health. We're going to be chatting to someone pretty special. In October is Pride Month in South Africa, and this year's theme is purely queerly African. Couldn't be more powerful. 36 years after the first Pride March, South Africa still stands as the only African country with constitutional protection for LGBTQIA+ rights. Yes. yes, and yes, of course, party that. But what does that mean in the lived reality of queer Africans today? We unpack the evolution of Joburg Pride from protest to purpose and what it means to march forward as a community claiming identity, safety, and celebration. That's going to be coming up in just a moment.
Darubini ya Afrika na I am Henry Shakif.
Mgombea urais wa chama cha wananchi CUF Gambo Samatindo ameitaka serikali ya Tanzania kuweza kutoa msimamo wao wa wazi kuhusiana na matukio ya utekaji watu. Tamko hili la mgombea huyu wa CUF mnalichukuliaje na nini mtazamo wenu?
Haya ndio masuala ambayo sisi kama watetezi wa haki za binadamu au shirika la utetezi tunapenda sana, ni moja ya kazi ambayo tunaifanya.
Lakini tatizo hili limekuwa sugu kwa hivi karibuni. Hili linaleta tafsiri gani kwa nchi ya Tanzania kiujumla? Mnasimamia wapi mpaka hivi sasa, na je, mmekwisha kutoa tamko lolote?
Ndio, sisi tulitoa statement yetu. Sasa ni jambo la kutisha sana kuona mambo yanaendelea, na inatisha sasa hivi sana. Watu wanaonekana kukasirishwa sana na matukio ya namna hii.
Darubini ya Afrika kila Jumatatu hadi Ijumaa kuanzia saa 11 kamili hadi saa 12 kamili jioni majira ya Afrika ya Kati.
Parlez-vous couramment le français? Êtes-vous passionné par la radio? Et êtes-vous qualifié pour travailler en Afrique du Sud? Envoyez-nous votre CV et vos 3 minutes démo en MP3 à @channelafrica.co.za pour avoir une chance de rejoindre la famille Channel Africa. Si vous n'avez pas de réponse après 14 jours, cela signifie que vous n'avez pas été retenu. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Wake up with The-Oasis.
Bad man. Hey, bad man. Yeah. Say what's on my mind. Me, I got no time. Nobody can stop. Waiting God design. Me, I'm not the pastor. Me, I love them who wine. The boy no they entitled. If you treat me right, it's fine. Right. Wine for me, sexy girl, then wine for me. Right now, me no got no time to keep no dirty company. Only positivity, no bad energy. I live my life the way I want to own no one apology. Yeah. Rain, rain, go away. Come back and fall another day. Me and all my fellas and my people want to play. Nobody really care what I hate, I got to say. Rain, rain, go away. Come back and fall another day. Cause me and all my fellas and my people want to play. Nobody really care what I hate, I got to say. I say day or day, make I day my day. Day or day, oh. Nobody worry, nobody recommend. Day or day, make I day my day. My people wanna play. Nobody really care what I hate, I got to say. Rain, rain, go away. Come back and fall another day. Cause me and all my fellas and my people wanna play. Nobody really care what I hate, I got to say.
It is Timaya with Day Your Day, bringing us exactly 30 minutes after 7 o'clock right here on Oasis. If you just joined us, welcome to the second hour. My name is Kitty Phethla, standing in for Ntsako, and we're going to be going straight to our amazing theme, for Pride 2025, purely, queerly African. And, October is Pride Month in South Africa, and this year's theme is purely, queerly African. Couldn't be more powerful. 36 years after the first Pride March, and South Africa still stands as the only African country with constitutional protection for LGBTQIA plus rights. And we're going to be chatting to Kay Ali and, driving Johannesburg Pride and advancing LGBTQIA plus rights across Africa. Johannesburg, South Africa, as Pride of South Africa Month opens this October, attention turns to Kay Ali, the project professional and activist who has become one of the most influential figures in advancing LGBTQIA plus rights in South Africa and across the continent. And Ali, who leads the Pride of South Africa's foundation, has been central to reshaping Johannesburg Pride into a platform that combines visibility, advocacy, and community building. What began as a march has, under her direction, expanded into a month-long program that includes cultural events, community dialogue, and one of the largest LGBTQIA plus gatherings in Africa. Since 2017, when she formally launched Pride of Africa Month, Ali has focused on expanding the reach of the movement, and the foundation now supports regional events such as eThekwini Pride and Soweto Pride, while also developing programs on advocacy, education, and volunteer leadership as well. This year, the calendar once again blends entertainment and activism with structured hubs, live performances, and queer-owned businesses market integrated into the main march. And this year, our theme is purely queerly African and is a declaration of pride with who we are. We are Africans. And I think it's really, really incredible. And our approach has been marked by careful coordination and municipal partners, corporate sponsors, and civil society. She has built volunteer networks that sustain the event while fostering leadership within the LGBTQIA plus community. The result is an annual pride that draws thousands into Johannesburg streets, while also feeding into broader campaigns such as safety, visibility, and equal rights. Oh my gosh. Good morning, Kay Ali. How are you?
Morning, very well, and you?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Wow, this is so important. I remember, I think I've been to a few times. Yeah, I've been there, and man, it was always such a vibe, and I can't believe how huge it is. Well, I can believe, because us South Africans, we're very resilient, and it's people like yourself that make such platforms so much. There's such a need for it, so thank you so much. It has grown so much, so thank you to you. Welcome to you. How you been?
Tired.
I can imagine. I mean, 36 years on why, it's been going on for 36 years now. Why has Pride still necessary in South Africa, and what does purely queerly African say about where we are today?
So I think Pride was never meant to be a party. It was born out of protest for need to change. And it turned into a bit of a celebration of how far we had come in terms of our human rights, our recognized rights. But if we look at it, the reality of lived realities don't always match the promises that the Constitution protects us with. So you see the community still facing a lot of challenges, violence, discrimination, hate directed at us, as in the case in point over the last few weeks. And that continuously says to us that pride is relevant. When we looked at this year, and this was before anything happened, we spoke about how do we reclaim and celebrate queer African identities on our own terms. Because for far too long, African queer stories have been defined by pain or filtered through the Western narrative. So we decided this year we wanted to flip the script. We wanted to tell our stories. We wanted to add our cultural experiences to Pride, because at the end of the day, Johannesburg Pride as a march started in 1990. It's older than our democracy, and we haven't skipped a year. I've been instrumental in planning and leading Johannesburg Pride. This is my 14th Pride.
Oh, wow.
Before that, I was, as a sponsor, sat on different sides of the table. But I think it's the fact that the experiences are still horrific in some cases is why Pride still remains relevant.
Now, you did say, Johannesburg Pride did start as a protest, but now how has the march evolved in meaning, impact, and purpose over the years?
So I think it started as a defiance, an act of defiance, a protest march, undocumented or unsupported by the city back in 1990. And it was the first march in Africa, just by the way. But it's evolved into a movement. So now when we look at just not Johannesburg Pride as a march, but if you look at the Pride of Africa as an umbrella organization, it's a platform, and it carries the voices of the community, the struggles, the triumphs. So it's creating that balance of, yes, we still need the visibility and awareness. Yes, we still have a lot that needs to be achieved. And there is daily struggles within our lived experiences. But at the same time, we have one of the most progressive constitutions in the world. South Africa acts as a role model to Africa. We have same-sex marriages that are recognized. So we try and bridge the gap in terms of how do we balance where we are as a Pride organization. And I think the thing that we really do get right is we create the platform. We don't dictate the activism and advocacy that takes place on the day. So you get some community that are very entrenched in wanting to be vocal about pressing current matters that are impacting or directly impacting the community. And then you get others that would like to just come and enjoy themselves and celebrate in the rainbow colors and the glitz and glamour of being themselves. And then that's fine, because that's the combination that Pride actually brings together. And there's complexities within the community as well. We're dealing with LGBTQ plus, so it's easier for us to look at planning and creating the platform rather than saying, this is how you're going to celebrate your activism. That we leave up to the community. And I think that is important, because that then gives everyone the ability to make Pride their own.
Yeah, I mean, it's a growing community daily, because I mean, there's so much great that has been happening. And I always say, the glass is half full. And it's been such a great struggle. But, there still are struggles, in different communities. But, one step at a time. And I feel it's people like yourself that have made that possible, So Pride 2025 is positioned as an impact platform rather than just an event. What intentional changes rather, have you implemented to make that true?
Over the years, we have implemented a lot of changes, but I think the most important one is that, we remain a voice of the African continent. We're still very influential because South Africa is a role model for Africa. We're still very influential in the LGBTQ plus voice on the continent. And I think more than anything, if you look at the impact and the evolution, the meaning of Pride has evolved from uh, fighting to I exist, to celebrating the existence, to building that influence. So, as much as we've shifted from a march for acceptance, we've created a platform which is instrumental in change, in including our cultures and empowering the younger generation. So, when I look at Pride today, what started off as a statement for equal rights is now both a testament to our freedom, but also a test to society and how society treats us, and in terms of equality and humanity. So when I look at it, I think I see some of those changes, and then I also see there's a lot of work that still needs to be done.
Absolutely. In two parts, I would like to ask you this, and it almost is going to sound like you're regurgitating what you've said, but there's the negative and the positive. And when you speak about impact and evolution, what is still the major struggles to this day when it comes to the community?
Their right to dignity. I think if we look at it, we still get told it's un-African to be gay. We're not part of community traditions, cultures. I mean, look at the social media uproar over same-sex couple that want to spend the rest of their lives together. So when you look at our lived realities, we need to claim our visibility. We need to claim our dignity. We need to carve a place for ourselves where we belong.
Yeah, it's so funny. I was listening to a conversation. Man, the internet can be so damaging sometimes. And, you are so, for me personally, I feel like, there's traditional wars in acceptance of the community, which for me, I feel we've still got a long road ahead. And it's funny that you said it's literally like you took the thought out of my mind and you just literally just put it into words. And I feel in terms of those traditional wars, what is going to make the significant change?
I think with us exerting and imprinting our space in civil society, and us being unapologetically queer, and owning our authenticity does go a long way. So when I look at young queer Africans, for me, Pride needs to say, we see you, you belong. You don't have to shrink yourself to survive.
Absolutely, because for instance, when you get people of color having a traditional wedding, same-sex weddings, you tend to wear traditional clothes in pride of where you come from. And, there's almost that war, that juxtaposed war as to, is it going to be accepted traditionally? So you're quite right. We've got such a long way to go. But having said that, what has been the light at the end of the tunnel within those struggles? Because, the laws do protect the community as well. But furthermore, what do you feel that where was the light at the end of the tunnel after all these struggles?
Look, I think the fact that we still can exercise our rights, the civil union ceremonies can still take place. The same-sex marriages are recognized. We are one of the, we're the oldest pride on the African continent. So, number one, we're older than our democracy. Number two,
that's amazing.
The fact that we now have an executive mayor in the city of Johannesburg that is so supportive, that is so helpful. He is actually assigned someone to ask us if we are being helped by the city. It's the first time in the 14 years that I've done Pride, and it's the first time in the history of the 36 years that Pride exists and has been an instrumental part of the annual calendar in Johannesburg that an executive mayor has been this caring and showed this much of concern towards the Pride movement. Number one, towards trying to help us with as much as he can from a city perspective, and to make sure that he understands we're an unfunded organization. He understands that Pride is a no barrier to entry, non-ticketed event. So, for me, that was a very big shift in terms of ownership. Because now we have us going purely African, which is a sense of cultural ownership, where we want to create Pride in a space that is more African expressive. It is allowing us to express our traditions, art, music, stories within our queer culture. And it's our democratic right, our constitutional right, to be able to bridge the gap as queer individuals that come with African heritage. I come from a mixed race background. So when I look at myself, I only understand a South African culture. But that is important for us to then be able to self-express. And then when we look at it
so.
Exactly. And then when we look at it from a partnership perspective, and I look at the accountability that has been taken by the executive mayor himself, in terms of him wanting to see us grow, him wanting to see us feel safe in the city as residents of Johannesburg. The conversation I had with Mayor Dada Morero is the first time I've had this type of an interaction with someone in office. Previously we wouldn't even get an appointment with an executive mayor because it wasn't on their agenda. So for many years that I've been instrumental in Pride, we've almost been shunned to the side. And between last year and this year, I've seen an active change in how we are being treated by the city of Joburg. And it's, officially being led by the first resident himself.
I think these are moments where you can say, we truly love our country because, man, there's such a beautiful pivot that is happening, So for me, that is music to my ears, Pride 2025 catering, authentic African voices and stories. Well, I just wanted to know what key structural shifts such as safety, inclusivity, sustainability, and partnership, accountability are shaping this year's Pride.
So sustainability, for the last 14 years, 2013, 2014, I was very instrumental in changing the march. So we don't allow any motorized vehicles, which means that we are green conscious. So that's sustainability for us. But in addition to that, over time, we've evolved to include the United Nations Social Development Goals, so leave no one behind, policies of equality, justice for all. And then when we look at safety, we've worked very closely with the City of Joburg, JMPD, SAPS, all the disaster management, fire, joint operation committee from a city perspective to make sure that we execute a completely, City of Joburg compliant event, and that all the authorities combined are very aware of what we're doing, how we're doing it, where we're doing it, and that each division has had the opportunity to plan their operational plans to ensure that they can accommodate Pride on the 25th of October, and they can mitigate any risks if there's any that might, come across. And I think in terms of partnerships, we work with a number of corporate companies, and some call us a capitalism Pride. But the reality is that when you're not funded by government, you're not getting international donors. And Pride is still a free event for anyone that needs to attend. then, hats off to the corporates that do come on board, that have been coming on board and repeatedly showing support to the community, because that enables us to make sure that Pride remains a no barrier to entry event, and gives everyone the opportunity that needs to come, feel part of the community, feel as if they have a place to belong to them that is safe, where they can be their authentic selves. Then I think, those partnerships have really come a long way in terms of allowing us to add value to the lives of the community. So, after many years of interacting with a lot of the corporates, I can safely say that it's not capitalism, it's support, it's not big budgets. It is them saying to us that we are not just a tick box, because we keep showing up, and we will keep showing up, because that's our commitment to the community. It's also the commitment to us and our staff that come from the LGBTQ plus community, that we work with on a daily basis. So there's those partnerships. And then in terms of ownership, I always say it's LGBTQ plus me. So me is actually how I choose to self-identify.
It's inclusive. It's inclusive in every way possible.
Exactly.
It's the community, but it's our community. It's all of our community, It's the entire human race. So yeah, plus me. That is very, very beautiful. Oh my gosh. You guys are fancy. I remember the last one I went to was back when you guys used to do it at the Zoo Lake. Right, and there were some amazing performances. It was really such a blast. But as you guys marched through Sandton, led by the mayor, what message are we sending to the country, and what is your call to action for allies, government, and the community? Just to wrap it up.
So I want to say, yes, we have become a little bit more fancy. We're going to have 3 stages this year.
Okay, I told you guys are very fancy now. Okay, are you still there? We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to just catch up with Kay again. Oh man, we were just getting to the juicy part, but we'll be back in just a moment. It's exactly 7:36.
6 till 9 a.m. Central African Time on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Tang sakon, futhi unganunderstand ndotenda kangaka ikhalela umawayo thaba futhi unganunderstand ngithanda ngekhaya thukuleka tangenwa ngemali noma ngasebenza umama ungithanda ngenani noma umhlaba ungangishaya uzongithulisa athi mntanami ungakhali uke kukhathela uthi ngilanda ukudla babahlala phansi ngisakhona 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 khumbula uma ngisakhona 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 khumbula uma sebethi ndotendala kangaka.
It is Umama by Usjava, bring us to exactly 20 minutes before the top of the hour. Thank you so much for choosing us here on Channel Africa, the African Perspective. My name is Kitty Phethla, standing in for Ntsako right here on Oasis as we are about to wrap up the second hour. Unfortunately, man, I was just into the heart of this conversation, in light of celebrating gay, this Pride Month, and we were chatting to Kay Ali, but unfortunately due to technical and network issues, we are unable to continue with that, but we're wrapping things up, and as you know, the march will be happening throughout Sandton on the 25th of October. So listen, come out in your African best and just celebrate your Africanism, because as you know, the theme is purely, queerly African, right? So it's going to be a blast. Maybe I might just be there because it's been a while since I've been to a Pride, so there's going to be a crazy, crazy, beautiful entertainment. So listen, go out in your masses, in your big numbers, and just go have a massive, massive, loads of fun. And there is no price to be paid for the event. Just go there, show up, and just have a blast, and just celebrate yourself, celebrate us as a community. Well, up next we're going to be checking things all related to the matric dance. Yes, it's the matric dance season. Most of the matric dances have happened, but most of them are going to be happening after the matric final. So we're going to be diving into Maltino couture, and we're going to turn our attention to the sparkle, shimmer, and chemistry of South African fashion as the matric dance season approaches. And Maltino Couture, founded by designer Rose Maltino, has launched a breathtaking new matric dance collection, redefining youthful glamour through couture craftsmanship, from intricate 3D establishments to hand-beaded crystal detailing. Rose's designs are about more than style. It's also more about empowerment, self-expression, and celebrating life's milestones in elegance. Now that I love. Oh my gosh. Hello, Rose.
Hi there, how are you?
Good, and you?
Great, thank you.
Man, I'm sure you've been under a lot of stress, right?
Yeah. Look, September was a bit intense.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the matric dances were in September and to the beginning of October.
Mm-hmm.
But then we do still have some coming up in November and a couple in December. So yeah, different schools decide to have it at different times, which is good. Also to have it spread
It's
out.
insane. It's insane. I mean, it's like this thing has become such a big thing, because I know back then it wasn't a big thing, but it was a big thing, and you're right. But I love the fact that you want to celebrate this milestone in elegance. Now, Rose, your matric dance collection has already been described as redefining youthful glamour. What particularly inspired this line?
So I just actually did an evening wear collection for SM Menswear Fashion Week earlier this year. And I was just inspired by the sparkle and 3D sort of details that people are interested in having on their dresses at the moment, as well as my own touch, which is I really love doing dip dyeing and ombre fabrics. So I had a little bit of something for everyone, some soft, romantic and dip dye dresses, as well as some like serious sparkle and soft tules mixed with fully beaded fabrics. It was fun. It was a little bit for little bit of something for everyone. And since most of my business is custom made, I see so many different personalities and so many different ways that people want to express themselves, which is really fun. It keeps me really inspired and always on my toes. So, yeah, I just like to embrace all sorts of different things.
Well, our young, elegant, matric students, they're very indecisive and very impressionable. So it's very interesting that you've built this rapport with them every season of the matric dance, So it's very, very interesting. You've spent over 2 decades building a Maltino couture. What keeps you creatively inspired and connected to new generations?
My gosh, what doesn't? I've actually only been running Maltino couture for 15 years, but I have been in the fashion industry for about 20.
Okay. That explains the 2 decades.
Yeah. So I'm just a creative through and through. It's difficult to not be creative. My brain is, if I had more hours in the day, like I would make more things because I just absolutely love it. But also I'm constantly inspired by my clients. They're always coming to me with different ideas, and it's always like a little bit of a combination of inspired by this dress and by that dress, and we combine different elements to create something that is like purely them, and then they want it in this color, and then we have to go and see what fabrics are available, and obviously that dictates the dress. So I'm inspired by life, and by my clients. And there's definitely no shortage of inspiration.
And speaking of that, getting ideas, when they come with ideas, there are some designers, like to start afresh. And you don't completely mind when they come and say, I saw this, please can we stick to this idea? So I
don't think any designer would start without any reference pictures, right? Because the thing is, it's very difficult to explain to somebody in words what you have in your mind. Mm-hmm. And usually people have, some look, I do have the occasional client who comes to see me and they really have absolutely no clue whatsoever what they want. That's actually more commonly the brides. The matric girls have generally spent a lot of time researching and collecting pictures of things that they like.
Right.
So there is the occasional person that doesn't know what they want at all. And in that case, I've got a massive showroom full of dresses. And then I say, okay, cool, let's just dive in. And let's look at my samples that we've got, and let's pull out anything that you like, even if it's just a skirt that you like, or you just like this type of beading, or and then we will try on loads of dresses, and from there we'll start to whittle down, okay, you like this, you don't like that. But yeah, I think most designers, if they're going to be, I don't know what anyone else's process is, but if I'm going to be doing a custom garment, I definitely want to see some images of the sort of thing that the person likes, so that I can get a clearer idea. Otherwise, things can get lost in communication.
Right. So now, how does Maltino couture incorporate traditional artistry while maintaining a global modern aesthetic?
So I think in South Africa at the moment we're seeing a huge influence from the other African countries. Interestingly enough, I would say from Nigerian fashion, Ghanaian, um, um, uh, DRC Congo, a lot of those countries, they have a very, very bold aesthetic. They do bright colors,
Right.
big shapes, big
Mm.
3D, like either 3D beading or like very voluminous sleeves. They often use those African fabrics that have got a lot of body to them.
The Ankara
So
fabrics, yeah.
yeah, so they're able to do these, very big, bold shapes, often often sleeves or just big 3D details. And I'm seeing that has been picked up in South Africa hugely, which is very, very cool. People are not scared to go big, go big, literally go big.
Yeah, well, it's a nice playground, hey, of fashion, honestly.
It's awesome, and it's not. I think it is picked up somewhat elsewhere in the world, but I think it is also quite unique to here, that particular element. But then the sort of the European styling of that would be more going into the 3D beadwork, the beading.
Right, and that takes a lot of work because, a lot of it has to
Yeah.
be hand done. Now, speaking of your designs are worn by celebrities and now students alike. What does inclusivity in luxury fashion mean to you today?
So when I'm talking about inclusivity, I'm talking about body inclusivity. So I don't only work with people who are stick thin. I
Right,
work
yes.
with a lot of plus size, a lot of curvy women, both for matric dance and bridal. And in that process, we've really refined the art of making expert corsetry, so that my clients can feel really great being cinched in and their busts filled. And then I talk about inclusivity in obviously the sort of the race and gender identification of my clients. I have worked with a lot of gay couples when it comes to weddings. Inclusivity, there's so many different angles to it, but
Right.
I love the diversity of people. It's something that I love about South Africa is how diverse we are in culture, in views, and we're able to talk about it without getting I think we're actually very good in South Africa with having an open dialogue in comparison to some places in the rest of the world.
Absolutely.
So
the appearance dialogue is a very important one, and I think we've found our own language in terms of how to navigate those conversations. So yeah, you're right. We're very diverse, and inclusivity is very, very important, especially when it comes to fashion. Because everybody wants to have accessibility to beautiful things. And and I find that us, because I'm a big fan of supporting local brands. Honestly, I'm a huge fan, right? Because of that inclusivity, so, and I think that's amazing. Now, Rose, I want to ask you a very important question. So I want to know, if I want to bring, let's say my daughter is going to be of age and we're approaching matric dance season, and I would like her to wear a Maltino couture. What's my budget like? What do I need to put aside? I know it's going to depend on the design and so forth, and the textures that you use, material, but a ballpark.
Yeah, so custom made generally starts from about 10 and goes up to, it could go up to 30 depending on how extravagant the dress is.
Right.
At the
Because
moment,
kids are going
the
very
girls-
extravagant these days, yeah. So
Yo. I tell you, it's like fully beaded with crystals on top of that and extra.
Sparkle,
So we
sparkle.
have to, yeah. So fabrics obviously are expensive, and beadwork and hand beadwork obviously takes a long time. So That's the main thing. But, that's what I also try and educate my clients on is, and again, that's why I need reference pictures, is because sometimes somebody sends me this fully beaded, crazy, extravagant dress. And I'm like, yo, that's a crazy expensive dress. And then but then they actually mean like, no, they don't really need it to be that embellished. They actually just like the shape more. So
it makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I mean, as South Africans, we're very extravagant, heroes.
Yeah.
People don't know this about South Africans. We're very, very extravagant. So that would make sense. Thank you for giving me the ballpark. In wrapping it up, what advice do you have for young South Africans dreaming of entering the fashion industry, especially those who want to blend passion and purpose?
You know what? It's being an entrepreneur is not as glamorous as people may think it is.
Absolutely.
It is hard work. I love it. I absolutely love it. So I guess my advice would be do it if you really, really, really love it, and you're prepared to work flipping hard, and you're prepared to not necessarily get instant payoff. It's the honest truth is it's a hard graft, but I can't imagine my life without without creating garments. I live and breathe for it. So if you're passionate about it, you will make it happen. But just be prepared to work hard.
Yeah, absolutely. There's never a manual of this thing of being an entrepreneur. You just got to instill some discipline. And we just appreciate you, Rose, for being in pursuit of being the master of your craft. And, 15 years later in Maltino Couture, I wish you many more years, honestly. And I pray that I do come to you. I hope that my child will be more decisive and knows what's the story, and we give her a budget and we come to you and we get a beautiful dress, So thank you so much for spending the time with us, and I wish you all the best, and thank you for this advice, because man, being an entrepreneur is not easy, and I hope people understand that. And I just hope that you continue the enjoyment of, interacting with your clients, because I guess that is, that's the fruitful part of being an entrepreneur. But then, you got to keep grinding at the end of the day. Yeah. Thank you so much. That was Rose from Maltino Couture right here on Channel Africa. My name is Kitty Phethla. We're going to go into news in just a moment, but we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to head to news with Matapep.
The Morning Switch Weekend with the Shy Guy.
The story that takes us to Zambia. There are two men actually that were sentenced to prison for the plot to kill the president with witchcraft. You go like, what? So these guys were arrested actually in Lusaka, and what was found on them was a live chameleon. Can you believe that? Animal tails and bottles of concoction. That law takes us back to 1914, which is the Witchcraft Act. I can imagine now arrested and they go to jail for the next 2 years. I presume that when you get to jail, they get to ask you actually, what is it that you committed? Now, this is the first of its kind, by the way, for somebody to be arrested for such. They in Pemba, whenever they pass, hey, Chikanga, hey, Uloya, hey, Mulosi. And imagine here I am in these early hours of the mornings, I get to talk about witchcraft.
Saturday and Sunday mornings belong to the Morning Switch. 3 to 6 a.m. Central African Time.
Madapiri pazochitika. Madapiri pazochitika.
Mafuta galimoto akwera mtengo mdziko la Malawi, ndipo nkhani anthu ayilandira mosiyanasiyana, ndipo mtolankhani nzathu mdziko la Malawi Kondwani Nyamasauka tili naye pa line pano kuti atifotokozere zambiri. Kondwani, kodi uli bwanji? Mafuta galimoto kodi akwera kufika pa bwanji?
Mafuta galimoto akwera amene tuyankhula pano kukamba onena kuti usiku wathawu petrol wakwera kuchokera pa 2,500 3,530 kwacha kukafika pa 3,499 kwacha. Kuma nkhani ya mapercentage ndi 38.30%, pamene dizilo wachoka pa 2,734 kwacha kukafika pa 3,500 kwacha, yomwe ikuyimira kuma percentage a 28.02%.
zochitika pa nthawi ya 6 koloko kufikira 7 koloko madzulo, lolemba mpaka lachisanu ndi Madapiri.
This is The-Oasis on Channel Africa with Tsako Muhlanga. Get the news, music, and lifestyle of Africa on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
It's exactly 8 o'clock on the dot, and we're going to head straight through to news. Please don't forget to find us on channel 628 on OpenView HD and DSTV on channel 802 and www.channelafrica.co.za is where you can stream us. For now, though, we've got the 8 o'clock news with Matapelo.
SABC News. The African perspective.
Thank you, Kitty. Top stories this hour. Kenyan opposition leader Raila Odinga's state funeral claims 2 lives, and Pakistan reopens key borders for Afghan returnees. Good morning. 2 people were killed and over 160 others were injured in a stampede at the state funeral of Kenyan opposition leader Raila Odinga in Nairobi, Kenya. The funeral at Nairobi's Nyayo National Stadium attracted large crowds with heavy security in place. The stampede occurred after 3 deaths occurred when security forces fired shots at mourners who breached a gate at Kasarani Stadium during a public viewing of Odinga's body. Meanwhile, Kenya's President William Ruto has honoured Odinga's commitment to the people of Kenya.
One of the greatest lessons he taught us was this: in the noble task of statecraft and nation building, there is room for all of us, competitors and collaborators, rivals and allies, bound together by one higher purpose, the greater good of our republic.
Madagascar's new military leader, Colonel Michael Rajoelina, insists that accession is not a coup as it is backed by the Constitutional Court. Rajoelina has been sworn in as the new president of Madagascar, and the ceremony took place at the Constitutional Court in the capital Antananarivo, where a large crowd gathered to watch. He said his top priorities were basics such as water and food. The BBC's Sami Awami has more.
There are high expectations for the new president to deliver, particularly in improving basic services such as water and electricity. Malagasy people also expect more tangible results in combating corruption and ensuring greater government accountability. At the top of the agenda, however, is a smooth transition to democratic governance. That process is already facing numerous political obstacles and legal ambiguities.
And UNICEF's Children's Fund, UNICEF South Africa, says the systematic challenges in education threaten summer grade matriculants' readiness for the final exams. It has cited education inequality and socio-economic conditions. More than 1 million candidates across the 3 assessment bodies have registered to write the National Senior Certificate. The education quality watchdog Umalusi has given the green light for the exams beginning next week. UNICEF Head of Education Hannah Hoshimoto.
I think overall the system is deemed ready for the 2025 matric exams. You know, it's not really a very easy, clear yes and no answer about the readiness.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
It's not as straightforward answer one may wish.
And the remains of the Khoi and San descendants of the people of the Northern Cape province of South Africa have been received in Cape Town after a repatriation process from Scotland. A formal homecoming ceremony was held at the Iziko Museum. They were transported to Scotland as part of a race-based anthropological research by Glasgow University over a century ago. Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture Gayton McKenzie thanked the Scottish government for their support in the endeavour, having worked with a museum in that country to carry out the repatriation.
We have been robbed of our blessings
because of this unity. But what I've seen in Scotland gave me hope, Premier, that unity is possible and unity is here. This is not a time for the Khoi and the San and the Nama and all the different formations to get involved in petty bickering. This is the time for restoration.
A key border crossing between Afghanistan and Pakistan has been temporarily reopened to allow hundreds of stranded Afghans to return home. A Taliban official said people were continuing to arrive via the Spin Boldak route. Most of them are undocumented Afghan migrants forced to leave Pakistan. The BBC's Anbaraz Ethirirajan reports.
A 48-hour ceasefire declared after the fighting has ended. There is no official announcement yet on whether the truce will be extended, but there are no signs of any renewed tensions. Afghan officials say a delegation will travel to Qatar to talk to Pakistani officials. Pakistan has not commented. The latest conflict was triggered after Islamabad accused Kabul of providing safe havens to Islamist militants targeting security forces in Pakistan. Afghanistan has denied the charges. Dozens of people have been killed in the clashes in the past week. Though the two countries have clashed in the past, the latest fighting is the worst in years.
A recap of your top story: a stampede at Kenyan opposition leader Raila Odinga's state funeral in Nairobi resulted in 2 deaths and over 160 injuries, with crowds rushing to view Odinga's body, crushing mourners. For any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +2711 714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I am Matapala Mahabe.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Just giving you a bit of a taste as to what you can expect in the third hour of Oasis. It is our special guest, Sia Zwide, is a South African singer-songwriter and performing artist from KwaZulu-Natal and now based in Johannesburg, blending Afro-pop, Afro-soul, gospel and Maskandi. Sia delivers a sound that is both fresh and rooted in tradition. And it's going to be a really, really incredible conversation with him because, as it is, he is making waves, man. Making waves, and the music video of his single, Muhle, is currently lighting up the TV screens. And this particular song in my background, we'd like to chat more about it, because beautiful tunes. And I'd like to know more as to where does he get the inspiration of the beautiful songs that he writes, because this one is Ingama, right? I hope I'm saying it correctly. And with over 160,000 TikTok followers and growing, a growing acclaim, Sia presents a new generation of soul storytellers using music to connect and uplift. And I hope he uplifts himself as well, because listen, we want to see, is he mentally healthy as well. Is this the inspiration of him coming back with hit after hit after hit? So man, we're gonna profile a little bit more on that, because I find that very interesting. It's one thing to write music and come up with a hit every time, but I want to know the why. Why? Yeah, so Sia's going to be coming through a bit later, but so we just wanted to give you a bit of a taste as what you can expect. Do find us on channel 802 on DSTV Audio, okay, and OpenView HD on channel 628. And if you want to stream us, please find us on www.channelafrica.co.za. Should you wish to interact with us, ask Sia some questions, you can WhatsApp us on +27 63 406 9126, or alternatively, you can reach us on our social media platforms as well. We are on @Channel Africa 1. My name is Kitty Phethla, standing in for Ntsako right here on Oasis. If you just joined us, welcome to you. It is the third hour of Oasis.
Africa at Play with Neto and ETO Chemane.
I've witnessed something fresh, something exciting, and something very inspirational from the president of the country, William Ruto. Whenever athletes are performing to their best level, he always comes on board to reward those athletes, be it football, be it athletics, and not leaving it up to the sport ministry.
The president realizes that sports is a business, and for that reason, he also reduces the number of people who are jobless, because sports now is such a serious business, and for that reason, commercialization of sports is a major way of improving or increasing employment opportunities for the young people, and that is why the president has been very persistent in trying as much as possible to inspire more sports personalities to reduce the baggage of the people who are struggling to get job opportunities in the country among the young people.
Francis FM Mutegi, our correspondent from East Africa in Nairobi, Kenya.
Live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time. Rejuvenate your mind. Rejuvenate your soul with Oasis.
Masihlale phansi sicobelelane ngolwazi esinalo, silekelelane kumele impilo ibe njalo. Oh please, oh please, uma kufeswa ngicela ungikhumbule nawe. Oh please, oh please, makujatshulwa ngibize ngijabule nami. Ngifisa ukuphila impilo engcono, ngivulele ngicela ungivulele. Sivulele ingazivaleli ngaphandle, nathi sifuna ukuphila i-soft life, soft life. Sivulele ingazivaleli ngaphandle, nathi sifuna ukuphila i-soft life, soft life. Sivulele ingazivaleli ngaphandle, nathi sifuna ukuphila i-soft life, soft life. Sivulele ingazivaleli ngaphandle, nathi sifuna ukuphila i-soft life, soft life. Cela ningiphathe man, hey, uma nilibangise kwanhliziyo ngise sitshegedule njengamathole ungancishe nice life sawaza mngani sibonge impilo kulesi sikhathi sitshegedule njengamathole ungancishe nice life konkonkonkonko sivulele ingasivaleli ngaphandle nathi sifuna ukuphila soft life konkonkonkonko sivulele ingasivaleli ngaphandle nathi sifuna ukuphila soft life konkonkonkonko sivulele ingasivaleli ngaphandle nathi sifuna ukuphila soft life konkonkonkonko sivulele ingasivaleli ngaphandle nathi sifuna ukuphila soft life
Wake up with the Oasis.
Nikita
Ukatili wa kijinsia unaharibu maisha na kutenga jamii. Hutokea nyumbani, shuleni, kazini na mara nyingi kwa ukimya. Lakini hauwezi kuendelea. Ukiona, ongea. Ikiwa unaumia, funguka, kwa sababu kutofanya lolote sio chaguo. Sikiliza vituo vyote 19 vya redio kuanzia Jumatano ya tarehe 23 Julai kwenye mijadala, ushauri, tamthilia, maonyesho ya elimu na mahojiano na wataalamu, manusura, watunga sheria na nchi nzima iliyoathirika na ukatili wa kijinsia kwenye vituo vyako pendwa vya redio. Piga simu 0800-428-428 ili kuripoti unyanyasaji au kupata msaada. GBV ikomeshwe na wewe. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwenu na shirika la SABC.
Madapiri pazoshitika. Madapiri pazoshitika.
Mafuta galimoto akwera mtengo mdziko la Malawi ndipo nkhani anthu ayilandira mosiyanasiyana ndipo mtolankhani nzathu mdziko la Malawi Kondwani Nyamasauka tili naye pa line pano kuti atifotokozere zambiri. Kondwani, kodi uli bwanji? Mafuta galimoto kodi akwera kufika pa bwanji?
Mafuta galimoto akwera amene tuyankhula pano kukamba onena kuti usiku wathawu petrol wakwera kuchokera pa 2,530 kwacha kukafika pa 3,499 kwacha. Koma nkhani ya mapercentage ndi 38.30%, pamene diesel wachoka pa 2,734 kwacha kukafika pa 3,500 kwacha, yomwe kuimira kuma percentage 28.02%.
Zoshitika pa nthawi ya 6 koloko kufikira 7 koloko madzulo. Lolemba mpaka lachisanu ndi Madapiri.
Wake up with The-Oasis.
We're falling in ball, above. I'm tangling pali, above. Things and killing inche. Got holy message, etic pelly. We're falling in ball, above. I'm tangling pali, above. Things and killing inche. Got holy message, etic pelly. Got you, baby, not you. Bang, I pull up on King Casey, I am go to a highway now. What is yonder won't turn in channel? Got you, no some jalo. What's yonder won't turn in way? Otini jail, but who can under the bang bang, Kabayega? Go bang fun tape. Yakumbula Kitty. I've chosen you for my family. Go to Anelia, Kwasujani. Gashitin Piluya, Gashitin Kilisani. Go bang fun no good thing, keep a little funa yo. I'm tangling pali, ever. Things and killing inche. Got holy message, etic pelly. We're fun on them ball, ever. I'm tangling ngisenhlele ngathole message ejaphelile. You were too available, I became too comfortable. Kodwa kulona iphutha lakho lelo sithandwa sami, iphutha lonke likumina. Ngiyaxolisa baby, ngiyaxolisa mama. Uyangizwa sithandwa sami ukuthi ngithini, ngithi ngiyaxolisa baby, ngingenza noma yini. Ngizokunika ifoni yami ungayithatha namanje, sokwenza profile picture. Tell ungitshela ukuthi ufuna ukuthi ngenze nisithandwa sami. Ngiyakuthembisa ngizokwenza wefana nembono.
Man, you heard for yourself. He's got such a special voice, and he's not only are you hearing it at home, but he's also singing in the studio, and there's such a beautiful authenticness in the sound and the tone of your voice. The rasp is so beautiful. You know, you've got such a beautiful rasp. We've got Sia Zidre in studio with us, and Sia is a South African singer, songwriter, and performing artist from KwaZulu-Natal, and now based in Joburg, blending Afropop, Afrosoul, gospel, and Maskandi. Sia delivers a sound that is both fresh and rooted in tradition. Signed to Maro Studios, he recently released his acclaimed EP, Ingam. I hope I said that correctly.
Yeah.
With the music video Muhle currently airing on TV, and with over 160,000 TikTok followers and a growing national fan base. Sia is fast becoming one of Africa's most exciting voices in contemporary Afrosoul, and is very much being celebrated. Now, we heard Sia, your song called Imbali Ebomvu.
Yeah.
What are you apologizing for?
Okay.
That's Sia, everyone. Honestly, if you just joined us, welcome to Channel Africa right here on Oasis. I just had to ask you.
Okay. So I cheated.
Oh.
And then when I was driving on my way to her, I bought her red roses. So the song basically says she was as beautiful as a red rose. I bought her red roses, and then when I was on my way to apologize and give her roses, she sent me a message telling me it's over.
So this happened in real life?
Yeah.
So this is what I find so amazing about your growing catalog. You write about life experiences.
Yeah, I really try to write about things that I know so that they have impact, because I believe, Guti, telling the truth is always the right thing to do.
Right.
And I write about things that I know so that I tell the truth and do the right thing.
And how do you heal from that? Because even watching you sing it, you internalize and you literally surrender to the lyrics of the music, how you internalize it in such a way where it's almost like you're reliving that moment and that feeling.
Yeah.
So for me, I wanted to know, through the music, how do you move on from that, from something that made you feel so broken from breaking someone else's heart? Because life happens,
Yeah.
But how did you find a way of healing from that?
Yeah, the song definitely heals me.
Oh.
When I wrote it, I cried. When I recorded it, I cried. This is my producer. He can tell you. He was there. Music heals me, and I like the fact that it heals other people when they hear it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is, we especially in October, we are celebrating mental health awareness month.
Yeah.
And how do you deal with mental health through your music? Is that your escape in a way?
It is. Music is definitely my escape. But music alone can never be enough.
Right.
As a man, we bottle things inside, and that is not right. So I have decided to have people around me that I can talk to about anything that affects me. I think it's very important to choose people around you, people who are not going to judge you when you speak as a man, because as a man, you tell them, good say, so and so broke my heart, but I.
It's fine.
Let's drink alcohol, bro. And then my pelil alcohol in the morning, you are back to square one.
It's really amazing that you write music from your life experiences. You're extremely honest with your sound and your music and your lyrics. How long does it take you after a life experience to write a song, to actually put pen to paper and conform a song to the chorus, to the verse, you know what I mean? So how long does that take you, because you're speaking from a place of honesty? Because that can't be easy.
It's never easy. That is why I cry when I do it. but it takes me. I'm very fortunate to work with very talented producers. I'm able to tell them, good, so this is how I'm feeling. Please make a bit like this, and then even if it happened today, I go write about it. I go do a song about it.
I think what sticks out, especially listening to Imbalebo, there's a certain level of sultry in the Maskandi sound.
Yes.
And, when I was reading your profile, I was like, okay, it's all for Afro Soul. But you're right. The Maskandi undertone is very prominent, but it's so sultry. Was that very intentional in your sound?
It was not intentional. I grew up in a small village called Otweba, in Makai. I sang everything that was in front of me. I sang Maskandi, I sang Skatsami, I sang gospel, and now all those things are inside me because I grew up singing them. It was not intentional, but I was very lucky. I think I'm very lucky, Ugutsi Gwenzegile, because now my music sounds like this.
Now, for those who are discovering your music for the first time, how would you describe your sound beyond saying Afro Soul and Maskandi, and what other authenticity would you describe your music, your style?
I have African soul. My music is honest. It's encouraging. I get DMs from people telling me that I was in a toxic relationship. I've left it. I was in an abusive relationship. People tell me that I left my marriage because of your song. So my music is just like that.
How does it make you feel to hear them from your supporters?
I get sad on their behalf because living a marriage is not easy. But I'm happy that they're able to find their selves and move on, because it's important not to live in a toxic space.
I think it's something very beautiful in the fact that your music is somewhat therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's really, really something beautiful that you can take for yourself. And I think you writing it as therapy for yourself, it's projecting to your listeners. And I think that's really, really beautiful. Definitely. Your EP Ingama has been praised for its emotional depth. What personal journeys does it reflect for you? I mean, we've spoken about the heartbreak. More than anything, for me, what I want to know behind that question is, what other hardships had you gone through prior to, writing Ingama and writing about your stories?
Yeah, there's one song on my EP called Izinto Zam. I wrote that song when things were not going well. Everything I tried didn't go well. I would pray, I would pasha, and things still didn't go well. So the song says Izinto Zam azilungi akuhlangani lutho. I went through that. There's another song called Ngiyahluleka. That song I wrote it when I found out. I asked Asisi a lot of questions. They're in the song. How many times have you done it? How long has this been going on? Thula ngizokuzwa kanjani mawukhala, khuluma ngizokuzwa kanjani mawukhala, into engixakayo ukuthi wena njalo hlala ucheck ifoni yami, into engixakayo ukuthi wena uhlala ungitshela ukuthi awungithembi. I'm sorry to say this, how women like to play victim when they get caught.
I was it's true. I
Yeah,
mean,
they like to cry and all that.
No, well, the rhetorical questions in the song itself, in the lyrics, I mean, speaks true because, I mean, speak your heart, because that's the only way you can understand what's going on instead of just hiding behind the tears, So, listen, thank you so much for your honesty. We're going to continue with this conversations with music from Sia Zidwe, and we're going to chat more about his self-discovery with music. And man, this is such a beautiful conversation that, he writes from his own self-experiences, and thus his music is very healing. It's exactly 8:35 right here on Channel Africa. My name is Kitty Phethla, hanging out with Sia Zidwe right here as our artist of the day and our artist guest right here on Oasis.
Africa in Business on Channel Africa.
The United States was very vocal at the beginning of South Africa's G20 presidency, and this is largely due to strained relations with South Africa at the time, that they were not really keen on participating. Where do they stand right now?
The US is planning to take over the presidency of the G20 next year, and our understanding from them is that they intend to continue to do so, and therefore it is quite difficult then to be in a situation where you are not attending deputies' meetings or discussions during our presidency and then to take over the presidency next year. From a finance track perspective, there has been engagement. We've been working on a communique last week and this week here in Zimbabwe. What's important about that is that it's a consensus document. And so all the members in the room have to agree to the language that is used there. And our US colleagues have been part of those discussions and negotiations.
Bringing the African markets into your home. Channel Africa, the African perspective. The Morning Switch Weekend with the Shy Guy.
The story that takes us to Zambia. There are two men actually that were sentenced to prison for the plot to kill the president with witchcraft. You go like, what? So these guys were arrested actually in Lusaka, and what was found on them was a live chameleon. Can you believe that?
Animal tails and bottles of concoction. That law takes us back to 1914,
which is the Witchcraft Act. I can imagine now arrested and they go to jail for the next 2 years. I presume that when you get to jail, they get to ask you actually, what is it that you committed?
Now, this is the first of its kind, by the way, for somebody to be arrested
for such. They in Pemba, whenever they pass.
Hey, Chikanga! Hey, Uloya! Hey, Mulosi!
And imagine here I am in these early hours of the mornings, I get to talk about witchcraft.
Saturday and Sunday mornings belong to the Morning Switch. 3 to 6 a.m. Central African Time. Wake up with the Oasis.
I like annoying her. Tada menkuza. Yellow gay Cabana stand with son. My biggest flex ukuti yang tanda lenga nyabantu ingang fella lenga nyabantu. She always assures me how muhe yinto ngamenga karanta ngayo how muhe yinto ngamenga karanta ngayo.
It is Muhle right here by Sia Zwide right here on Channel Africa on Oasis with me, Kitty Phethla, which brings us exactly 20 minutes before the top of the hour. So, Sia Zwide,
Yes.
Mr. Zwide himself is in studio with us, and we hang out with him as our artist profile for this morning. And I want to ask you about Muhle. Right,
Yeah.
and Muhle is visually stunning and spiritually resonant. I mean, there's such a beautiful spiritual resonance there. What story were you hoping to tell through the music, through this music video?
I was just admiring a beautiful lady.
I was gonna ask you, Mbani.
A beautiful lady.
It's so funny. Do your friends know this about you? That any experience that they would have with them, do they approach you with caution with no, this one, you know what, stay away because he will write a song about you?
I write songs about them. They know.
So your friendships has conditions. I don't know. How are your friends when it comes to you in the way you write, and their awareness in terms of the fact that you write music according to your experiences, whether you're with friends or family, loved ones, or you're seeing a girl on the street and you're walking and she's gorgeous.
Yeah, I think because I write songs about them, when I'm mad at them, I write songs about that.
Oh.
And then the unfortunate part is the song stays forever. When even my family, there's a song about my dad, and it's gonna stay forever. It's not out yet. It's gonna stay forever. There's a song about my friends. There's a song that is about a friend. Do you remember? Can be teen lengo male. Gubo bonka bantu ababengang chigel bengingalintel ukutinga banguwe. Yeah, there's a friend who turned against me, and I didn't expect him to do that after everything that we went through together.
So I've noticed something. You write from a place of sadness.
Most of the time, yes.
How come?
Hey, I think
Or is it's because it sells? I don't know. How come?
It's not because it sells. It's because I've been sad for most of my life, eh?
Really?
Yeah.
So funny. Now, you know, following up to that, we have a question from our socials from Ipeleng.
Okay.
And, you know, with you saying that, she wants to know what keeps you going.
It's really the music. Yeah, that's the music. But I think after I decided to make sure that I surround myself with people who are for me, people who support me, people who love me, people who genuinely love me, I am in a better space, and I can really say, good, now I'm happy.
Oh, that's, man. I just, because sometimes, you know, trying to understand the level of sadness, I just always want people or moments or life experience to always have a light at the end of the tunnel, you know?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's not easy to come out of that sadness.
It's
you know?
really not easy.
Yeah. So I just hope that, you know, you find, so I'm happy to hear that, you know, you find, you know, a middle ground of finding happiness, because your music is really beautiful. You know, social media, especially TikTok, has been huge for you and your reach. How do you stay authentic while growing such a large audience?
I'm really not a social media person. I just go there and post my songs.
Right.
They really don't know anything about my personality. They know that I cry. They know that I cry, but
it's okay.
It's okay.
It really is okay.
Yeah,
I respect you for that.
Yeah, but they really don't know anything about me, and I think I should try and bring them to my world, because they relate more when they know you. So I'm still trying to figure out a way of
navigating. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think your music does a lot of that.
Yeah.
The music speaks for itself.
Yeah, it does. But from ngiyahluleka ukudlula ekutheni wangangadala to muhle awu mawulalela ngoma ngabona sinawo nebipolar manje oh lo mjiti said sekajabulile manje they should know ukuthi yini engijabulisayo and nginjani mangijabulile.
Man, we want to see that side, of course. Yeah, I wish more of that, that you're able to write music from a place of sadness, but knowing that you're happy. Something that has passed, but you can capitalize on lyrically putting it to light, but now, speaking of the music, I want to know, because you're a songwriter at heart through and through, and you're a beautiful songwriter, and you write through life experiences.
Yeah.
Is there a particular songwriter that you would like to work with, or you would like someone to write music for you and understanding your sound?
This guy writes for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a good writer. I'm surrounded by very talented people, very talented artists. There's Kumbuzi Tabete, who's a good writer. There's Rav K, who's a good writer. There's Mimi, who's also a good writer. So for now I just want to work with them, and if I happen to work with other people, it's gonna happen. But I'm good where I am.
I love how content you are in terms of the songwriting side of your music, that you're content with where you are.
Yeah.
And I think maybe it's a magic and a system that works.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it works beautifully. It has. I mean, the music speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And in terms of producers, who would you like to work with?
I already have.
You already have. Oh,
I have really dope producers.
That's beautiful.
And I'd be disrespecting them if I said I wanted to work with another producer. If it happens that I work with another producer, I'll be happy. I know that they're going to be happy as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't need producers. I have really dope producers. Good. I'm open to collaborating with others.
Yes.
Good. I'm really happy with these producers that I have.
Are you independent, or are you signed to someone?
I am under a record label called Melrose Studios.
All right, we just actually said it. Oh my gosh, I just had a blonde moment, and you actually did say it. But in terms of your music influence, who could you honestly say influenced your sound besides yourself? Of course, we always show up for ourselves in terms of influence, because we have to find it within ourselves.
Yeah.
But who do you think mainly? Who was the influence and the impact of your music career?
Back home, there's Ubaba called Mtuntum Kize, who basically groomed me, taught me how to write songs, taught me how to sing.
No, but you see, these are people you guys must come with, because these are the people who make the things, who cook you people, Yeah.
And then there's Raf K. His I work with him is in studio right now. Back home, he's the one who started this whole music thing. He created something out of nowhere. He wabane computer le nomkhaba, and we were recording ngabhlungu lapana erondweni. He inspired me a lot. And then this guy, I started working with him a long time ago.
What's this guy's name?
His name is Melz. His real name is Sanele Mgadi. From back home.
Big ups to you,
yeah,
man. You do such magical work.
Yeah, we started a group together called the Musical Group, and he was our leader. He taught me a lot of things about music.
Mm-hmm.
I've decided to look up to myself. I decided to look up to God and myself and people that really played a role in my music, because looking up to other people, it doesn't help.
So you speak about, I don't know if I will remember the name, Mantuntu, you say?
Mtuntu. Yeah.
Babu Mtuntu.
Yeah.
What was your first singing lesson with him like? How did he know you could sing, first and foremost, before you answer that question?
From Sunday school.
Church is always the story, right?
From Sunday school.
Yeah.
He's Ubaba Semakai. He used to beat me with a belt. If Nyapimba,
Yeah.
make sure good see.
Yeah.
He really believed in me.
Yeah.
He made sure that I try soprano, alto, tenor, and he encouraged me to write when he started seeing good. I have a gift of writing. So yeah.
What do you hope for your EP? Ingama.
I hope it reaches a lot of people, and I hope they listen to it, and I hope they heal. I hope they get encouraged, and I think my main thing is I hope it does for them what it did for me.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you want to show up for yourself. You
Yeah.
want to look up to yourself, which is very, very important, because if there's anything that's important, that we are in competition with ourselves.
Yes.
You know, we are our own worst enemy.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you are content with the people that you have already, in terms of creating
Yes.
sound with you. It's a
Yes.
collaborative. You're already in a collaborative kind of machine already. So, you know, we can never do anything alone, you know. So, yeah. While you're allowing Ingama to breathe, when do you see the next project coming through? Because I know you write music. You got a lot of music.
I have a song that is upcoming with him featuring Amos. Sizojayivisa abantu. Number one, ukuthi ngiyakwazi ngene clubbing. And there are other projects that are on the way. I want to drop 2 songs that did not make it to the EP. I think next month.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. Names of the songs?
It's Amagama and ENH.
Amagama
and ENH.
ENH. Is that one for the club?
No. Those are not for the club. Those are very, those songs are very emotional.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just want to get rid of them.
Oh, fantastic. Please look forward to Amagama and E-Energy as the new works that are coming through within this month of October. Man, that's November?
In November, yes.
Ah, fantastic. Well, that's now, yeah?
Yeah.
Man, he's a busy guy. Well, you know, it was awesome having you, Siazidwe, here in studio. You are so amazing, so authentic, and so honest. And it's really, really amazing that translates into the music. So thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us and have this conversation with us.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to... I think our producer's telling us that we've got another song for him. Yes, so we're gonna, say goodbye to you with one of your beautiful songs. So thank you so much. And on your social media platforms, where are you? I know TikTok, you've got like 160,000 followers already. So listen, you are booming there.
Yeah.
So on your other social media platforms, where do they find you?
Just Siazwite, SYA Zwite. Everywhere, even on digital platforms. If you're looking for my music, just type Siazwite. You'll definitely find it.
And for bookings?
There's an email on my socials. I just don't remember it.
Oh no, that's okay, because if that's all on the socials, everybody's got access to you. Now you are ours. You are for the people. So thank you so much. That was Sia Zidwe right here on Oasis as our artist feature. And I think you have been healed. You will continue to heal if you continue to listen to his music.
Yeah.
More of his music. Right.
Ngathola message ethi kupheli wefona necall ebo ngamthengela impali ebo ngithengise endleleni nje ngathola message ethi kupheli baby, not you. Bangayiphola bonke inhliziyo yami kodwa hayi wena. Wathi siyanda ungithanda njena ngathi yini usho njalo. Wathi siyanda ungithanda wena. Athi ngikutshele but ubukhona nabangani bami ngabayeka ngoba ngifuna yakhumbula ngithi I've chosen you over my family kodwa waneli yangikwasonjani ngashintsha impilo yami ngamthengela impali ebo ngithengise endleleni nje ngathola imessage ethi pheli wefona nembali ebo ngamthengela impali ebo ngithengise endleleni nje ngathola imessage ethi pheli you were too available I became too comfortable Kodwa kulona iphutha lakho lelo sithandwa sami iphutha lonke likumina Ngiyaxolisa baby Ngiyaxolisa mama Uyangizwa sithandwa sami ukuthi ngithini ngithi ngiyaxolisa baby Ngingenza noma yini Ngizokunika ifoni yami Ungayithatha namanje Sokwenza profile picture Tell ungitshela ukuthi ufuna ukuthi ngenze nisithandwa sami Ngiyakuthembisa ngizokwenza wefana nembali
Wake up with The-Oasis.
Mi amor, te amo. Te quiero. Ya leo moyamo. Ujazo wapenzi kwa bero. Mwenzako migulo chekele. Wanalina ugulia. Wanje bwerere. Sema upendacho. Utakula chekele.
Hey, Diamond Platinums is doing the things, huh? I mean, honestly, it's like, you know, you hear this one and then you think of, this is Zichu that he's done with on this collaboration. And I mean, did you guys hear the collaboration he did with Sierra? Low. He's huge at the moment. But anyways, let me not get too excited right here on Oasis. But speaking of what's happening, are you going to be out and about today? I hope you are. The weather is perfect, and the perfect person to tell us what's going on out and about there is Bling. What
hello,
can we expect? What can we expect? How are you?
I'm great. I'm
That's
doing
good.
well. So it's a very interesting first hour, really, because, you know, I think we need to term the first hour conversations over a meal. Like, that's how I categorize the whole first hour of the show, because
if you're
I
a
look forward to the
foodie,
food.
if you're a foodie, come on.
And I love that people come with the food, you know? I come with the mic and the lights and the voice.
People must bring you food
and
here.
the face and the hair. They come with the food. You know what I'm saying? I come with the energy. It just becomes a nice conversation. So we're looking at nutrition. Why? Because we noticed just how much running clubs have become a thing. I'm going to join one.
Oh, that's
I know
nice.
the year is almost done, but I'm going to join one.
But that's nice. You know, you have to have you have to reach a certain level of readiness.
Yeah.
Because it can be overwhelming when you do it with groups and stuff like that. I always find like if you start on your own and then when you get the confidence, then you can join a club. Yeah.
No, I'm running, I'm gymming, so now we're going to talk nutrition.
Oh, that's nice.
If you want to be part of the running club, I'm sure they eat a certain way, they talk a certain way, they dress a certain... Not that I'm mocking you guys. No, I think you guys are cool. The one that I saw at Melrose Arch, oh my God, the eye candy. I'm joining that one for the eye candy.
Yeah, I'd be too overwhelmed to join a running club.
For the eye candy. Okay, so we're going to talk nutrition regarding being able to belong to like something like a running club or the 5 a.m. club, whatever you call yourself. Then DIY, we're looking at how to maximize your small home storage spaces and what you can use and tools and stuff like that. And then for health and wellness, we're talking about autism, just creating awareness around that.
Yes.
But there's very nice Africa Choice Awards, and I'm like, that's nice. Is this like our own Nickelodeon version? The Africa Choice Awards, where they
Where are
look
the
at talent
tickets?
in the
Why did we
continent.
not get tickets?
I don't know. I saw people are nominated, but I'll ask the organizer because
Yeah,
I'm gonna have them.
when
on
is
the
it
phone.
happening?
Don't know.
Yeah, please find out
Next
Puleng,
month.
because I mean, yeah, I'd like to go and put on a cute dress for someone cute here in South Africa, because I love local brands and go. Yeah,
we're gonna talk about them on our vibe check, and then we've got Kulo, the song coming up at 11 o'clock. Yeah,
really, I'm such a fan. Oh my god! Yeah,
I'll
tell him
tell
I
him.
bowed down to him. Yeah,
tell him.
man, you've got a nice jam-packed show that is feisty and exciting.
Hobbies.
Yeah, Hobbies. Yeah. That is Puleng. You can catch her on Out and About after the 9 o'clock news. Speaking of which, well, the 9 o'clock news are up next with Matapela. Thank you so much for being with me. Hang out here on Oasis, standing in for Nzako. Have a beautiful day.